With the sun out, many have ventured to parks with their children, some of whom are now weeks away from potentially returning to school. While debate goes on about whether it's safe for them to do so, in London this morning, parents on the whole were keen for schools to reopen.
I think as long as the school goes about it in a safe and organised way, then I'm keen for him to go back.
For me, it really feels like it's time for them to get back to normality now. They need to have that interaction with other children.
I think it's about gently getting back to normal, maintaining distancing until there's a vaccine.
The government, despite criticism from teachers' unions, has stayed firm on its plans to allow some students back on June 1st.
There are some who would like to delay the wider opening of schools. But there is a consequence to this. The longer that schools are closed, the more that children miss out.
The government said it has been monitoring the R value, that's the average rate of infection, and will continue to do so when schools reopen. Can you provide a guarantee that these measures for reopening some of these school years will not result in a significant increase in that R value going up?
What we did is we asked SAGE and government scientists to look at the different models that we were proposing to see what would have least impact.
On the modelling, the model that's been adopted, the suggestion of younger children going back to school, it's not just because of the school environment, actually, it's because of the behaviours that go with it.
Teaching unions are concerned about the safety of staff and children and are currently in talks with the government about new measures and procedures. The British Medical Association has offered their support to educational staff and have said they too are anxious about schools reopening too soon.
We know from some evidence that children are just as likely as adults to carry the virus, but they're also not likely to have symptoms. So the worry is that they could carry the virus and pass it on to others, be that anyone working in the school or going home.
Councils in Liverpool and Hartlepool have said they won't reopen schools because they don't believe it is safe. Labour have called on the government to provide more guidance.
To make sure that every school has a proper audit, to make sure that the physical constraints within each school is properly taken into account, to make sure that children and staff are returning to a safe environment.
Talks between teaching unions and the government continues, and both sides will be hoping to get to some sort of agreement soon. Shihab Khan, ITV News.